up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of What the L. I'm your host, Elle Kreamer, and today I know that we're in a little bit of a different spot, but that's just because today we needed to do something that feels safe, feels comfortable, and familiar. And for me, that is my car. My car is my safe place, and I wanted to first start off by talking about to be in order to grow and to become confident within yourself, you have to understand that nobody else is judging you as hard as you are judging yourself. And this all comes down to the you versus you mindset. You can't look at life and think that everyone else is staring at you the way that you think they are, and that everyone else is so focused and caught up on what you're doing with your life that they are just like so flabbergasted whenever you posted something on your story that was like too much, like you posting your like what you did today, like, and you freaked out because you were scared of being perceived. Like, nobody cares. I promise you, nobody cares as much as you're making it seem in your head. And it is so easy to get swept up in so many people's opinions of what they might think of you, but at the end of the day, the most important opinion is the opinion that you have of yourself and the opinion that God has of you, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. You versus you mindset. This mindset has been so important to me within the last season of my life because I always struggled with comparing my weight to other girls whenever I was literally in like seventh grade, probably younger than that. I have grown up comparing my body to so many other people just because I grew up in that generation that did that. Like, the internet was first arising, and like social media, Instagram, I was like the Gen Z generation, so I started to consume all of that. And I started to think, oh my gosh, I don't look like them. Oh my gosh, I have like boobs and all these girls don't. Like, I'm literally look so much older than all these girls, and it's like embarrassing, or whatever it was. Like, at different stages, I just felt so awkward and uncomfortable and embarrassed and ashamed. And looking back, I wish I didn't have to go through those feelings for poor little Elle, because little Elle did not need to feel like that. And I hope my goal is just for one person to hopefully not have to feel that way just by talking about these things and opening up that door, because it is so easy to be consumed by what other people are doing, but like, you have to remember, like, your social medias are for you and like for you only. And if you let the fear of what other people think of you stop you from doing what you love, like promoting a business that you just started but you're too scared to start it up because you're scared of like what people are going to do and like judge you, take that leap, because you don't want to be like 75 and looking back on your life and be like, I wish I would have done that whenever I was younger, because look how far I could have come. Like, if you are the only one standing in your way, that is on you and nobody else's fault. Like, you create your own situations, you create your own outcomes. You are ultimately the creator of your own life besides God. God is the ultimate creator, of course. But with that, you can use God's will. And the way that I love to live my life recently is whenever something happens, I'm like, thank you, God, for letting that happen, for allowing it to open my eyes in whatever direction you see fit, and letting those negative, like, if something negative is taken from me, like, okay, thank you, Jesus, thank you for taking the thing that I was not prepared to take away. Like, I wasn't strong enough to take it out of my life, so you took it out for me. And sometimes God is going to do that. God is going to send people who are going to take people out of your life, or he's going to send somebody who is there just for a season to teach you a lesson. And that is something else. Some people are not meant to stay in your life. They're meant to be a lesson, and then they're meant to go on with their own life. And you cannot interfere with what their journey and what their path is meant to be. If you know in your heart that you are not meant to be with this person, why are you spending all of your time with them? Why are you putting all of your eggs in this basket whenever you know that this is not going anywhere? This is not serving you, and this will not be bringing you closer to your husband, your future spouse. And that is something in your 20s you want to limit. I mean, of course, you want to be interacting with the opposite gender every single day, because talking to the opposite gender helps you build confidence within yourself and ultimately just like makes you a more well-rounded individual, because there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to talk to the opposite gender, and it's weird, like, and uncomfortable whenever you're in a conversation. Like, you can tell whenever somebody doesn't know how to talk to girls, or like vice versa. Like, you can tell whenever a girl is like trying to put down her friends in front of all the guys that they're with. Like that is not your best friend, and like that is toxic. And like if you can't recognize that, then like that you also have to develop that self-awareness and like grow that self-awareness, because if you don't have that self-awareness, how do you expect everyone else to see that as well? There's absolutely no way to become comfortable within your life without being first uncomfortable. And I have been in a season, this last season of my life has been very uncomfortable. I have been doing a lot of things that are pushing my comfort zone and pushing myself past my comfort zone, because if I keep staying in my comfort zone, I will never grow. And I want to grow tremendously. I want to continue to grow every single day. That is my all-time goal, is just continuing to develop myself, the betterment of myself, and learning to love myself and rebuild that connection with myself, and sharing that with you guys along the way. And that is what the L has become. It started off as just a podcast with a girl who was like just trying to figure it out, and this girl is still trying to figure it out, but now this girl has redefined her purpose within herself and redefined the purpose of this podcast. And that purpose is just to help others move forward within whatever area of life that might be, and it's helping with self-love and confidence, and just nurturing yourself and learning to love all versions of yourself, learning to love yourself without those accolades, and also just realizing that it is literally you versus you. Nobody's thinking about the things that you are thinking about as hard, I promise you. In order to be able to create a confident version of yourself, I wasn't able to start becoming more confident within myself until I started doing things that would push me past my comfort zone, and doing things that I know somebody who loves themselves would do. Going to the gym, like journaling, writing down the things that I need to work on, like literally healing myself, taking the time to heal myself and spend time, and also saying no to people. Saying no to people has been something that has always been such a challenging thing for me to do. And I'm very much trying to work on that and trying to build my ability to say no to people back up. Because if you can't say no to people whenever you know that you need to be doing something else for yourself, it is very hard to get out of being a people pleaser. And being a people pleaser is such a debilitating trait to have. And I was a big people pleaser for a long time, but you have to know that at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first. Like, besides putting God first, you have to put yourself first. Unless you have like a child, obviously put your child first, but like, until then, put yourself first, because this is your time. Your 20s is your time to take care of yourself in whatever way you need. You're going to constantly fall, you're going to constantly get back up. And another way that I practice self-love is like I try to stop saying demeaning things to myself. If I catch myself saying something demeaning, I instantly say something positive instead. And I need to get better at this, but affirmations is a huge one. Just telling yourself positive things, because the things that you say to yourself is what you're going to start to believe. So if you're constantly telling yourself, oh my gosh, I look so bad today, I look like a rat, literally me, I literally tell myself, I don't know how many times I've called myself a rat. I think it's just funny, and it's a funny thing to say, but also like in my mind a rat is not cute, so like why am I calling myself a rat? Because I'm a cutie. And okay, so another thing I did is I don't know if you can see, well, there's a picture, hold up, I put a picture of me in my car, and there's like little sticker things on it, because I don't know, it just ended up that way. But that sticker of me is whenever I was a little girl. And so whenever I look in that mirror and I wanted to, like, just if I wanted to criticize myself for whatever reason, I look at that picture and I'm like, okay, pause. Do we really want to be mean to little L right there? Like that the person you are speaking to is little L, and little whoever you are, like other person on the side of the screen. If you do this, it literally creates like a different path for your mind to go to. It takes a second route, because it's like rerouting. In whenever you're like on GPS and you take the wrong turn, it's like rerouting your brain. And it is such a, like, you can create your own environment within the same you versus you concept. Like, my car is my safe place because I control the atmosphere, I control the environment. And the culture, the environment, the passengers that are in my car, I control that. I am the creator of this, like, of this realm in my car. Same with my space, same with my aura, same with my mentality and letting people in. All of this, I've built up a strong foundation to accept and let people in and be vulnerable, be myself, have that soft-hearted person that I am, and also have that empathetic side. But also, we have to remember that as though I am empathetic and as though it is a blessing to have such love for people and the ability to love people, my girly pops who especially struggle with this, like, be sure to keep your emotions in check sometimes, because your emotions can sometimes make you make a stupid decision because you're thinking about how you're like, oh my gosh, but like, what about, I don't want to hurt them, like, I don't want to hurt them. What about yourself? Like, do you not see the damage that this is literally doing to yourself right now? And that is the bigger question. That is the bigger problem, because if you are not taking care of yourself, who will be able to take care of you in the future? And that is the most important thing to remember within this time, because you have to take care of yourself. And by taking care of yourself, that is developing the you versus you mindset. Stop letting comparison be the thief of your joy and the thief of your life, because I am on, like, social media is like my second job. I am promoting my, like, I'm doing these things on social media, and so I am on social media a good amount of my day. But I don't let the things I see on social media affect me, because I have that second, like, I have that filter in my brain that's like, no, this isn't real. This is a highlight reel. We're not thinking about this. I am thinking of doing this to serve others. Like, this is my calling. I love content creation. I love doing all of this. Like, I love storytelling and graphic design and, like, photography and all of that, digital, the cinematography, like fashion, everything. I love all of that. I love speaking. I love talking. I love connecting with new people, learning people's stories and sharing mine, and like just doing that with you guys and building myself up and building this community that just, like, positive and fosters growth and love, and like, it's just like-minded people here, and that's like the vibe that I'm going for, and that is the vibe that I created. And you can do the same if you just stop comparing your mind to everyone else's, because everyone else is always going to have an opinion based on their perception of you. But nobody can tell you who you are if you know yourself more than anyone does. Somebody's trying to call you on your bluff, that's not true, because I would never say that. Like, I know myself better than you, and I wouldn't do that. Okay? So, like, keep yourself in check. Stay in your own lane, babe. You know? Water break. Another thing is, you have to stop idolizing these people, because, like, everyone is just a person. I'm just a person. Rihanna's just a person, Kendall Jenner's just a person, like, everyone's just a person, and you have to realize that you are enough with or without your accolades that you have already. So if I lose everything tomorrow, lose all my $2 in my bank account, I'm still the same person that I was before that, you know? Like, you're still the same person. And that's all that truly matters. Like, at the end of the day, I know that I am a daughter of God, and I know that that is my ultimate, like, that is my ultimate identity, is just being his daughter and living my life in accordance with his will for me. And sometimes it gets tricky because, there's bumps along the way, but I mean, that's life and that's expected to happen. So how does this person, confident version of you, your highest version of you, act like? What does this person think like? What do they stand like? What color is their hair? Like, literally start thinking about these things, and like, do little small habits that can create this momentum for you to get there. And you are the only person truly standing in the way. Nobody else is going to chase your dreams more than you will. And sometimes you have to take the emotion out of it and follow your plan, not your mood. And that is something that I've said again and again on my socials, and I've repeated it a few times in a few episodes here and there. But following your plan, not your mood, is so important because you are taking the emotion out of it and you are thinking rationally. Especially for us girly pops, like us women, we like to be emotional, and that is not a problem. That is a beautiful thing because emotion is human, and human is love, and God is love, and you are love, and that is part of the human experience. Like, feeling it is part of the human experience. If I didn't let the things I felt pass and like feel them fully, then I wouldn't be able to be talking with you guys here today because I would be consumed by those things. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I have to talk about things, I have to work things out, like I have to do things, I have to work out, and working out is a big way for me to heal from whatever is going on in my life. It allows me to like let go of it and just like process it, leave it all on the floor at the gym and just like give it to God, and it's just so rewarding, and like seeing those results and like not giving up on yourself. And I think that's another thing, like I felt for so long in the gym that I wasn't like seeing this progress and doing this, like seeing the right results. But I think it's because I was like comparing my body, my results to all of these girls that have perfect lighting, are get like literally paid to do this, like have X, Y, and Z. Like they have different lives than I do. They might have different genetics. They 100% have different genetics. Like there's different factors to everybody, and you have to remember, like you are never going to get anywhere if you don't start loving yourself where you're at right now. Grow where you're planted. Learn to set those roots now, because if you don't set the roots of self love, radical optimism within your journey now, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to grow in whatever direction that can be for you and flourish, because this world, everyone's throwing their opinions at you, especially if you're being a digital creator or just like putting yourself out there in whatever way that is, like being a singer, being a songwriter. I don't know what you're doing. Like you can be doing anything. You could just be literally like a McDonald's worker and watching this. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that whatever you're doing it with love, and you only have one life, so live it the way that you want. And stop wasting so much time thinking about what other people think they want you, like you think they want you to do, or thinking about, oh my gosh, this girl looks so good, like why shouldn't I do this, or like just thinking that you can't stand out by yourself. Like I used to be so afraid to just like do things by myself, like go on solo dates. I've talked about this a handful of times on my episodes, like going on solo dates, like going on a coffee date by yourself and like having a cute little moment, taking a cute little Instagram story, doing your thing, or going on a little picnic by yourself. Oh my gosh, is that contour that I forgot to blend out? I'm getting passionate. Hold up. For forever, like if you live your life in a way that you compare yourself to everyone else, you are just never going to be able to see yourself logically. Like you're always going to be thinking about it emotionally. You're always going to be coming from a place of lack, and you don't want to have a lack mindset. You want to be able to develop yourself and develop your goals and develop your ambitions in a self-loving mindset, and liberate yourself from a lack mindset and start living in a gain mindset and thinking about what you already have. Like the things that you already have are amazing. Build from that and go with that, because you only have one life and everyone is going to tell you different things, but you have to be strong enough to do what you want to do, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And that is something else in your 20s that you are going to learn time and time again until it sticks. Nobody's going to do this for you unless you have a silver spoon in your mouth. Like literally, there's one shoved down your throat. You're not going to get it handed to you. So, I mean, if you do have one, congrats. Like, here's a cookie. Y'all want somebody to ta you and tell you to go get your life together. No, no, no. Like, you are going to be the only one who can do that. Like, nobody is going to force you to go. I can tell you as many times as I want to tell you, go to the gym, because the gym is the one place that will always give back to you. Like, you get out what you put in at the gym. And if you are leaving it all at the gym, then the gym will give it back to you. Whether that's more knowledge, more confidence within yourself, body recomposition, whatever you're doing, like learning to figure out the way that the gym works for you, because it is different for everyone. Everyone's fitness journey is different. It is a you versus you mentality. And I was so like, the reason the you versus you mentality is so heavily prominent within my life is because it all started at the gym. I was so like in the lack mindset of, oh my gosh, all these girls look so amazing. Like they look so toned, they look amazing. I don't look like that. I'm so upset. And I was just so unhappy with myself and with my life. And that it just showed physically. You could see it because I just carried this extra weight of depression and anxiety and anger and like bitterness for all these other girls who did nothing wrong. They're literally just existing. And I'm just putting out all of my envy and jealousy onto these girls, projecting my feelings because I don't look like them and I'm being a victim. You have to get out of your victim mentality and realize nobody's going to come get this for you. Come work as hard for yourself. In order to get the results you want and to become better, you have to become uncomfortable. In order to grow, in order to become comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. Let me say it one more time. In order for you to get comfortable, you have to first become uncomfortable. And if that means adding 2 extra minutes on the Stairmaster at the end of your workout each time you work out, then that's what it is for you. If it means doing one more rep every single leg day on the RDL, like adding 5 more pounds every single leg day, then that is what it is. Like it's just doing whatever it is for you that will get you past where you're at now and get you 1% better for tomorrow. And that is the most important thing, because nobody else is going to do these things for you. The next thing, this like you versus you mindset will not just automatically roll off your tongue once you can't just be like, oh my gosh, like I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. Because once you start, you don't care what people think, it becomes so much easier to just enjoy your life and do the things that you want to do without fear of being judgment, because that fear of judgment just simply isn't in your vocabulary anymore. That embarrassment, because you are just simply doing the things that you have to do in order to get what you want and to achieve the goals that you will get one day. And it's not about if you'll get it, it's just about a matter of time when. Because at this point in life, you can see there's so many people doing so many different niches of so many different variations of random things, making money from it and like doing their dreams, living their goals, living their best life, because they just simply didn't give up. Like literally, Alex Earl made TikToks for like 4 years. She never gave up. And like one day it just takes the right person to see it, for you to blow up, for you to keep doing what you want to do. Like, don't give up. Do a second, like, have a second job. If that's what you have to do, then do it. Like, nobody is going to get that for you. Nobody, like, I was just too scared to do it for long. Like, I was too scared to post. I was too scared to do anything because I was like, all these people in my hometown are going to judge me. I'm too scared. I'm never doing that. But like once I gave that up and I just said, God, take it and just do what you need. Like take my platform and like make it what you want. And that's what you have to do sometimes. You just have to trust in God's plan, and you have to give up your fear and give it to God, because if you give your fear to God and glorify him in a way that makes you vulnerable, susceptible to hate, because as a Christian you are going to get hated. You are going to be criticized. That is just part of being a Christian and living like it's literally in the Bible. Go read it. If you really can't find it, you definitely, I don't know what Bible verse that is, but somewhere in there. Another thing you have to do, you have to stop self-deprecating. Even if that means being sarcastic with yourself and being like instead of being like, oh my God, my hair looks like dog crap today, we're gonna say my hair looks so amazing today. Like it looks fantastic, you guys. I literally said that at work yesterday, and one of the girls I was working with was like, are you like being serious? I can't tell. And I was like, no, I'm being sarcastic, but like, we're training our brains to believe it, because the things that you tell yourself you will believe subconsciously, whether or not you think about it. The things that you're taking in your ears, what you're listening to, the kind of music you're listening to. So if you're listening to very violent music, very unsettling, upsetting, low vibrational music, you are going to feel low, you're going to feel depressed, you're going to feel anxious, sad, all these thoughts. So if you're listening to happy music, high vibrational energy music, good vibes, like the music that aligns with you, aligns with your morals, aligns with what you want in life, then that will also help you, motivate you, get you to where you need to go, and remind you to not fall short in the areas that you are falling short in, if that makes sense. The next thing, faking it till you make it. Like, you know that one scene in Euphoria where Maddie is doing what's her face's hair? Maddie's doing the blonde girl, Cassie. Maddie's doing Cassie's hair in Euphoria, and she's like, confidence isn't real. Everyone doesn't have it. Like, all you have to do is just like believe in yourself. Blah blah blah. Like, it's so true, and it's so cliche. Like, confident. Like, nobody has confidence. They just fake it until they make it, and one day they make it, and like they don't look back. And one day you will just believe the things that feel silly right now. Like, you may feel silly right now, but like, who cares if you feel silly? Nobody cares. Like, just keep doing it. Just keep doing the things you love, and one day it will, like, you will reap the benefits from that. Because if you are just being a good person and doing things that you love to do, and just trying to like serve God in whatever way that you can with your talents and your mind and your heart, then God's gonna bless you. God blesses those who give him his everything, and God knows your intentions. So if you have good intentions, he is going to reward you for that. He's going to bless your life. And if you ask for life, like if you ask God to bless your life and you give everything to God, he's going to do that for you. He wants the best for you. And literally, you fall short, I fall short, nobody's perfect, but at the end of the day, like, he just wants you to go to him and stop comparing yourself to all of these people, because this world is full of distractions. This world is so loud and filled with so much noise of so many people who are so lost and so broken, and nobody can have nobody can fill the God-sized hole within your heart. Only God can do that. And if you think that Brad from Pike is going to fulfill you, you're wrong. If you think your situationship from last summer, who you have in your phone with a secret code name, is going to fulfill you, you're wrong. Like, if you think your CEO position of your company is going to fulfill you, you're wrong. Like, all these things are great. Like, the money, the glory, the people idolizing you, it's cool and all. Like, you can feel all of these things, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the love to, like, the love within yourself, and you don't have that empathy for others, that love for others, how can you love life? Because the most rewarding thing in life is always going to be love. And you have that love within yourself. You are just searching for it within so many other people who are also searching for it, but they are just searching in the wrong places. Because you could be walking down the street and like you're smiling at that baby who's like just being a little baby and just existing in that their new, like, in their mom's arms, and you smile at that baby. And you could see a couple like walking across the street holding hands, and you think like, oh, that's gonna be me one day. Like, I'm happy for them. Like, you are the love that you are searching for. It's just a matter of time whenever that person that you are looking to fulfill you can give that to you. But if you can't give that to yourself and live your life in a way of preparation for that person, you are preparing your life for that person and trying to become the best version of yourself for your future partner, and etc. If whatever you're trying to do in life, like, if you are literally like, I know I'm built for a relationship, but also I know that God says, you know what, you're still single because we have things that we need to work on, and we need your full attention right now, Elle. And I have a tendency to get distracted easily. Like, if there's a guy in my phone, I can get distracted. And God knows this about me. So, you know what? My phone, bone dry. it's dry bones from Mario Party like on my phone right now, and that's just the way it needs to be because God is doing his work. He is working in my life right now, and until there's somebody who can match the wave that I'm on spiritually, like emotionally and intellectually, like physically, if you can't match all of these things that I'm doing and can't keep up, then we don't have time for each other, frankly. And that is not mean. That is just the truth. And I am doing all of these things because I know my mission in life, and I know that my goal in life is just to spread God's love and spread happiness and good vibes and letting all of these other people out there know that everything's going to be okay, because sometimes you feel like everything is going to dog dumps and you just want to like cry. And you have to remember, like, God is going to God is always there with you. Another thing is, in this life, you have to respect yourself enough to leave situations that aren't serving you. So, if you are staying in a situation, a relationship that isn't working for you anymore, you have to recognize that and have the self awareness enough to leave that situation, even if it's going to break your heart. But that's okay. Like, you will get through it and you will become stronger, and you will learn so much about yourself. And this breakup does not define who you are. That person does not define who you are. You had a life before this person. You will have a life after this person. It doesn't feel that way because you're feeling so many waves right now, but like one day it'll all make sense and you'll be like, "Ah, so that's why I dated this person. It's because they taught me this about myself, so I could do this for my future partner and not do this for my future partner because I didn't like when my ex did that." And it's just like you're learning so many things about yourself, and so why would you not want that? And you don't have to think that there are so many people waiting to look up to you. There are so many people waiting to be inspired by you and have you as a role model for them, but they can't find you unless you find yourself. If you don't find yourself, the love that you are searching for, that you've been searching for, that's already within inside of you, you can't unlock this. And other people see that in you, and they're going to try to beat you down for it because they see that and they know that you have something special, but you just can't see it in yourself yet. But you are going to eventually. And once you do, you are going to change so many lives. And that is the mission. The mission in this podcast is to change lives. It's to help one person. And that one person who life I changed, like, that's enough. And so we're just going to continue to grow that culture here, that momentum. And all you have to do is just keep showing up and keep doing your best, and the right people will follow and fall into your life. And that is the ultimate truth. And the ultimate truth is the way, the truth, and the life. And God, get right with Jesus because he wants to be there for you. He wants to love you, and like he wants to give you the life that you want just as bad as you want it for yourself. Like he wants it more tenfold, 7 times 7 times 10, way more than you'll ever want it for yourself. Like he wants, think of all the things that you want for yourself and then multiply it times a million. That is what he wants for you, times infinity. Like literally the things, like you can't even understand what he truly wants for you because it's too big for our brain to understand. And he wants to fulfill you, and he wants to give you the life that you want to create for yourself. But you can't create that life if you are lost and looking for that validation within everyone else, whenever all the love and validation that you need is right there within you already. And there's so many people waiting to be led. There's so many lost people in this world who need a leader and need something to believe in and to give them hope. And you can be that for them, but you can't be that for them until you restore that hope within yourself and realize life is still good. Just because I'm hurting, just because this happened, just because I'm anxious, just because I compare myself to everyone doesn't mean that I should put my dreams on hold, doesn't mean that I can't love myself through this, doesn't mean I can't pick myself back up and move on and say, okay, it happens, but we're not a victim anymore and we're getting through this. And sometimes you literally, all it takes is just praying about it because everything has worked itself out, hasn't it? You're here right now. it's worked itself out. The thing that you were worried about yesterday, what's the result? Leave it down in the comments. And if you're still worried about it, let's talk about it. You have a free resource, the free internet therapist friend right here, ready to talk about your problems with you, because that is just the kind of person I am. I want to help people, but I can't help people if I don't first help myself. You can't. There's a passage in the Bible that talks about there are two people. There's a person with a plank in his eye, and then there's a person with a splinter in their eye. The person with the splinter in their eye is asking the person with the plank to help them, and the person with the plank goes to help the person with the splinter in their eye, but he can't help them because there's a whole plank in his eye. Like, how is he like, what? So he has to first get the plank out of his eye to then help the person with the splinter in their eye. And that's just how life is. You can't help anyone until you help yourself. So stop looking for all of this love, all of this fulfillment, all of this validation within other people, because it is right there, unlocked within you. And congratulations, if you made it to the end of this episode. You just unlocked a new level of yourself, because I see the wheel spinning. I see the momentum happening. I see the realizations clicking within your head. You are onto something, and you realize that you are the love that you search for. That's all. If there's anything within this video that you needed to hear, it is you are the love that you are searching for. You are the answer to all of your questions. It's just you have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to get to know who you are on a level that nobody else can say that they know you more than yourself. Because if they say that, then there's something wrong, because you need to be the only one who knows you as good as you do, besides God. And another thing I want to say about deciding to let go of your victim mentality is this is not only saying that you are just like casting out all of the stuff that has been done to you. That doesn't mean that you are unjustifying all of the bad things that have happened to you. It doesn't mean that you are letting go of the things that were done to you. It means that you are placing that power back within your hands, and you are empowering yourself, and you are saying, these things that happened to me don't define the rest of my future. These things paved the way for me to get to where I was today. It taught me something. It is what it is. I'm going to learn from that, and we are going to move on, and we are going to let go, because the world is still going round. The world is still happening. Life doesn't stop. We keep moving, because that is how God calls us to move. God calls us to pray to him, give everything to him, give him the good moments, give him the bad moments. Let him hear every single tear that you experience. Get down on your knees and pray to him, because he wants to fulfill you just as bad as you want it for yourself. And once you decide to let go and take a step back from all of these opinions of other people that you let control you, all of these judgments that you think other people are casting upon you, which they might be, you just have to think about it. Okay, am I getting better am I working on myself? Is my body enough for me? Without looking at anyone else, you literally have to live your life with tunnel vision on, like the horses in the horse races. You literally have to have tunnel vision within, like, you can't look at everyone else, because everyone else is on their own path. Somebody else might have more knowledge than you on a different subject, so therefore they are moving faster than your timeline is. Your timeline is nobody else's, and nobody else is going to pick up the pace or slow down their pace for you. One day you will find somebody who's on the same timeline as you, but until then, work on your own timeline. And your timeline does not have to have certain set due dates. And just because you do achieve those due dates, you accomplish the things that you accomplish, you don't have to say, okay, what's next? Like, I have fulfilled everything I wanted to get in life. What's next? You just have to be thankful that those things got you to where you were, and that you can continue to wake up the next day, because life is a gift, and every single day that you wake up with life is a gift. Live your life in a way of thanks, coming from a thanks mindset, living with radical optimism, and seeing everything. Okay, thank you, God, for at least giving me the knowledge of what I learned in this experience. Even though it sucked. Like, you are still able to gain perspective and knowledge from this experience that happened, and that is a blessing, and we are so thankful for that. Take the risk, because dare to dream bigger than what you think you can even do, because why not? The goals that you have within yourself are just seconds, minutes, hours waiting to be unlocked if you just put in the time and effort, that foundation for yourself, so you can be on the road to whatever version of yourself you want to become. And this Like the things that have happened to you in your life don't define you. Your past mistakes, your past failures, your past relationships that didn't work out, none of these things define you. It is a new day. You can reclaim your power, take back who you said you are, and become the next best version of yourself today. Nobody else is in your way, only if you let them. And if you let them take control of you, that is all you and nobody else's fault. There are so many people waiting to meet you in this life. There are so many people waiting to learn about your life experiences and wanting to hear and learn so much about you. But you can't find those people until you find yourself. So, thank you. I hope you found something in this episode notable and worthwhile. Thank you so much for stopping by. If it is your first episode, I post episodes every single week. Listen to What the L wherever you get your podcasts. Video available is on YouTube and Spotify exclusively. Link is in bio, and I will leave my socials in the description below. And with that, guys, I will see you next week. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all of the support that I've been getting. It means everything to me. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys later. Love you. Bye.